Okay, so I might be late to the party here, but I just got put on to Celeb Jets, and this is insane. Never tell me to use a paper straw again.
The wealthy are jet setting around the world as the planet burns, and this is going to make me lose my mind.
Kylie Jenner takes a 3-minute flight from one end of LA to another end of LA on a weekly basis. Like, I've been tracking this stuff recently, and she's taken this trip like 4 times this week.
You've probably seen this week that there are automated Twitter accounts that track the private jet flights of celebrities. And some people have noticed that some of the more elite members of our society are opting for private jets instead of taking just a slightly longer car ride. As this video points out, Kylie Jenner has taken multiple trips just across Los Angeles that results in 3 to 5 minutes of airtime, but would otherwise be a 30 to 40 minute ride.
This is Floyd Mayweather's jet. I saw him go back and forth from that airport, sorry, I don't know if you can see me pointing, but to the other airport, back and forth. I looked it up, it's a 20-minute car ride. That was a 10-minute plane ride that he took. He took a little loop-de-loop, which actually, he probably didn't even save any time because you have to board the plane, put your bags on there. It's insanity. And yet, they're telling me to recycle cans. Buddy, we're just letting these guys dump CO2 into the atmosphere. It's crazy.
I've seen others on there, like Floyd Mayweather, taking a private jet that resulted in a very short trip that could have otherwise been made by a car, or just flying commercial. But when you have that much money to burn, it means nothing to you. But the consequence is the health of the planet. And that's what makes Steven Spielberg's routine trips back and forth between Manhattan and the Hamptons even more frustrating, because he purportedly cares about the climate.
What's your take on global warming? Are you
I'm terrified of it. Global warming is a scientific reality. It's not a political trick.
He has been outspoken in the need to address climate change, but he still takes his private jet on a trip that could have been driven by car. Sorry, you're just gonna have to wait in traffic like the rest of us. And these revelations come at a time where the planet is literally on fire. We're seeing record temperatures in Europe. They're seeing a heat wave like they've never seen before. Multiple countries are now dealing with wildfires. At the same time, the central US is getting scorched. And we've seen extreme weather all over the planet this year. And the past several years have really underscored the need to address our CO2 emissions. So a lot of these people are purportedly liberals who care about these ideas ostensibly, but what are they doing about it beyond just hollow rhetoric? And if they truly cared, they would reassess how they use private jets. Ideally, they wouldn't use them at all. I don't care how rich or famous you are. I don't have sympathy for people who refuse to fly commercial because they don't want to be harangued by fans. It's not my problem. Extreme weather and climate change and ecological disaster, those are my problems. Those are all of our problems. And we need to collectively work together on this. So as this video points out, it's really frustrating to hear about this individual carbon footprint, which, might I add, was started by oil companies to shift the burden of responsibility onto the individual consumer, and insisting that you need to control your behavior as they continue to destroy the planet. But using things like paper straws, recycling, turning the lights off, and now in Texas being told not to use air conditioning during a heat wave, that's really frustrating, because the biggest polluters on the planet are corporations. It's the US military, and private jets, especially ones used by celebrities, have a disproportionate amount of CO2 emissions relative to the average person and their annual emissions. There are some private jet flights tracked in this log that emit more CO2 emissions on one short flight than the average person emits driving their car to and from work for an entire year. And that's absurd. And it represents the obscene wealth that so many people in our society have. We need a level playing field, not just in the economy, but all of our work together to address climate change, because it's only going to get worse.